Hey, yo, yo. Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gonna dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Senpaku. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.
Kids be doing stuff like that. No hesitation. Don't even think twice about it.
A little sugar, goddamn it. Oh, you took the whole thing off.
Yep. A foot of candy.
You just about to yeah.
Everybody eats it differently.
I be nibbling. I take like a little bit off at a time.
No, I ain't taking no prisoners.
Dog, I look in the camera. This nigga had the whole thing just off. He unspooled the whole toilet roll.
No prisoners.
Boom. That's a great way to start off the podcast. It's so random, dog.
Fruit by the futu.
They're a Fruit by the Foot sponsor.
Happy Black History Life.
Black History Year. Shout out to Jay Young, the General.
Yes,
Black Pack. Yeah. Holy shit, bro.
What?
What's up?
Oh, I know. Remember me? That's what I said when I pulled up to this man's house.
Good boy.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
I was like, remember me?
So
It's been a minute, man.
we randomly started off the podcast by eating fruit by the
By
foot.
eating candy. It's been a minute.
Oh.
I could go for a foot of sugar.
Right. I would like I'd like 3 feet of fucking like caramelized sugar and fruit extract and red fucking 40 or whatever.
Diet number 5. Yeah, man, we're back finally. Black History SwordCast.
Hell yeah.
We're back. It's been a while. A lot of things have happened. A lot of new games are coming out this year that we're excited about. A lot has happened in the wrestling world. A lot has happened in the film world. What? A lot of stuff going on. Episode 173, SwordCast is back.
Yes,
Hero, what are you into currently, my friend?
Dog. I was joking before we started the pod. Since we last did a podcast, I've finished like 4 different games. I actually stopped playing Baldur's Gate just because I knew it was going to take me forever to beat it. And there was a bunch of games that I wanted to play coming out. Then I went on vacation. Oh shit, have we done we did one since I've been back from Disney World, haven't I? I think we did.
I don't think so.
Let me see.
When'd you come back?
I came back.
We definitely have not because no, we haven't.
Damn.
We definitely have not.
We did one on January 23rd Was I back by then? No, I wasn't.
I don't even know if you left.
I had not left yet. I left like the day before. I left that day or something, or like right afterwards.
Yeah, because I know we did one right before you left.
Yeah, so damn, I went to whole ass Disney World, bro. Damn, it's like not even fresh in my mind now. But I meant to say, we like mastered Disney World, bro. Like
that's pretty dope.
Like I wasn't the planner, but we had it planned out.
Know where you want to go. You know where
Dog,
stuff is
to a T, bro. On I think it was Thursday, the second day we were there.
That's fire.
We hit like literally everything at Star Wars World, like everything. We hit the Millennium Falcon. We did Rise of the Resistance. We built the lightsaber.
Rise of the Resistance is amazing.
It was. We went to the bar, to the
cantina joint.
The cantina, yeah. Cantina was kind of overrated.
Got some blue milk.
There was blue milk there. I don't know. It was all right. The stormtroopers came in there and tried to bust it open. They was trying to bust it open. Wow. They tried to like what do you call it when you like when they come in and like try to make a bust inside of the
that's cool.
I
know what you're talking about.
Establishment. It's like they were like,
let me see your passport.
Yeah. Let me see your papers. I'm like, bro, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
They did it to you?
Not to me. They did it to somebody behind me. I tried to. They have hilarious. Like.
Let me see your papers.
They've got like quips. So I actually learned. I struck up a conversation with the bartender, and I learned about how the stormtroopers work. Because I thought like their voices are so perfect that one or two things have to be the case. Either one, these guys are the greatest actors of all time, or it's a recording. But I couldn't figure out how they did the recording because like
or like a voice change,
like or voice. It's not. But so I got a peek behind the curtain. I kind of like schmarmied the guy into like, come on, tell me how the fuck they do that shit. So he told me,
tell me the secrets.
He didn't go all the way into detail, but he basically said that they do like certain poses and hand movements will trigger the recording to play.
Oh, that's cool.
To play like different stuff. So like if they want you to like stop, they'll like do this or whatever or something, and so there's like a bunch of different movements they can make, and it has a bunch of different voice lines. Wow, it's super fire.
Sounds to me like AI, self-aware AI, Terminator,
flat out robot. Yeah, it was super fun, man. The Tron ride, it was really cool.
That's new, isn't it?
It is new. We got on it twice.
What did they get rid of for that?
I don't know what they got rid of.
Was it the water one, right?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Because I think the
Splash Mountain.
Oh, I think Splash Mountain. I don't think Splash Mountain is still there.
But is that what they got rid of for Tron, or were they already building Tron before they got rid of that? I don't know. But it was all I know is that, the highlight of the trip probably was Guardians of the Galaxy. So I did that ride. We did that ride twice. Guardians of the Galaxy, mild spoiler, has a musical accompaniment with it, and it's like a part of the experience. That's cool.
It's fucking awesome. Like, I won't hold you up, bro. Like, the first time I rode it, I was like, man, this shit, it's Disney. This is cool. It's a nice little roller coaster. It ain't, it ain't doing nothing too crazy. They hit that music and how the music was like a part of what was happening. I was like, all right, this shit fire. Like I kind of brought the shields down. I was like, all right, I'm having a good time. Fine, this is fun as hell. What do you want from me? So the song that I got the first 2 times that I rode this ride was "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." You know what I want?
Yeah.
You know that one. It's a great song. It was cool. The third time, so the second time this trip. So actually, we got on it 4 times over the past 2 times at Disney, 2 times each. 3 out of the 4 times we got Rule the World. The 4th time, the last time, we got Earth, Wind, and Fire September. That shit was incredible, bro.
That's fire.
I was like, yo, this shit is hard, dog. I was literally on the roller coaster, like singing in falsetto the whole time. I was doing that
such a
while I
good
was going
song.
like fast as hell on a roller coaster. It was hilarious.
That's excellent.
Yeah, that shit was hard. Shout out to Disney. Then I went to Jamaica. Montego Bay was really cool. Went to Bob Marley's house, man. Oh, my God, dog.
Yeah.
And y'all know like how important Bob Marley is to me. Like that was really, really, really awesome. We couldn't take pictures of the actual like tomb, which was totally understandable. But I got to like lay hands on it, bro. That shit was so fucking dope, man. It was super pop. We went to like his hometown.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was really pretty cool. There was, man. So I had a lesson. Well, no, I'll finish with that. So I had a lesson in like how to be mature and like choose empathy, or in this case, like choose nonviolence, because there was a moment where like we were actually in the tomb. And like I was like laying hands, and I wasn't the only person, but I was one of the people like laying hands on Bob Marley's actual tomb. And there was these young, kind of youngish white kids from some part of England that were on the tour with us, and they were kind of acting up the whole time, just being young, stupid kids.
Yeah.
And that's fine, like, but they didn't really read the room, and so in the actual tomb space, we're like. I mean, I wouldn't say I was emotional, but I was certainly like, bro, this is fucking Bob Marley's tomb, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be connected to this. So, I was placing hands. And then this kid behind me was like, can you feel him? Is he kicking? And so there was a moment where I was like, bro, I should slap the shit out of you. I should slap the shit out of you. But I didn't. And I was going to like, at least turn around and give him like a stone cold like laser eye face. Right. I didn't even do that. I just ignored him because I'm thinking like this kid is like 18. I don't think he read the room. I don't think he understands like how important this is to some people.
Yeah, that's annoying though.
And I just decided to just ignore him. But I think he got my point. Like he understood. I think he felt like
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think he felt like how uninterested I was in engaging with him.
His shenanigans.
Yeah, and I ain't hear nothing else from him. But that shit was kind of whack. But other than that, it was a super, super, super special moment. I would advise those of us who are reggae fans, who are Bob Marley fans, it was definitely a worthwhile experience.
That's dope.
And the last thing I did in Jamaica was climb a fucking waterfall. That was cool. Yeah. It was like everybody was doing it, so it wasn't like it wasn't like some fucking like Street Fighter. You remember fucking Street Fighter 2 and that nigga Ryu was climbing up the waterfall, and it was one point where he was climbing up a vertical cliff face, and he started going like upside down. Like, dog, come on, bro. I know Ryu is strong, but come on. You're pulling my chain here.
Nah, man, finger muscles, man.
That nigga was going
no grips,
vertical, climbing it. So it wasn't like that, but it was still a waterfall, and I almost fell off that mug once or twice.
Wow,
it was cool though. There's so much other stuff, man. Video games. I've been playing Tekken. Tekken 8 is fire. Have you started playing it yet?
I have not. I need to play that.
It's different.
I need to get it.
It is really different, bro. It's not like crazy different.
I've seen like the ridiculous customization.
The customizations are crazy, but they've added some gameplay mechanic stuff that either you're gonna love or you're gonna hate.
Oh boy,
I'm not really sure because they've added two gameplay changes. One, they added basically an easy mode, which I discovered you play online more than I do, but the players who play King.
Wait, so you can do easy mode
online? Fuck yeah.
Wait, what?
And so, it's like, bro,
so
like
if somebody's doing easy mode, do you have you don't and you somebody can do easy mode without you doing easy mode?
Yes.
That's terrible.
Bro, I turned easy mode off.
That's horrible.
In the tutorial. I was like, nah, I can't. I don't want to. I've got 15 years of Tekken.
They can't do that. You can't.
Bro, listen, it gets worse. I got 15 years of Tekken muscle memory.
Why are we doing that?
I'm not, bro.
What's the point of playing online?
Just listen, bro. I don't know. I think they did it because the story mode requires you play as a bunch of different people.
But you can't.
They want to introduce it to a new crowd. It's like a soft reboot.
Tekken is the most tech savvy fighting game. You can't dumb it down that.
It's the easy mode is like super dumbed down. It was to the point where I literally turned it off in the opening tutorial. I was like, no, I cannot do this. I can't sully my hands. I've got 20 years of Tekken muscle memory. I'm not fucking with, because I don't want to get lazy, bro. I don't want to.
Crazy.
So I turned it off.
So now you can play with King and do,
bro. So the players who play King,
that's so annoying.
Unless you show me your fucking hands, I am assuming that because every King is chain throwing you from start to finish.
Of course,
every single one. It's like, bro, nigga, you can't do that shit. Like the inputs for doing the King chain throws manually are some of the tightest,
some of the hardest stuff. That's
inputs
why I could never play with
bro.
King.
Ever.
Never could play with him.
My friend John.
It's
tough. And King is like, everybody uses King online.
Of course they do, because he can play easy mode.
Yeah. They nerfed the fuck out of Leroy Smith. I'm very sad about that. They slightly nerfed Fang Wei just a little bit, but he's still good enough. Boy. I wouldn't say they nerfed him, but they changed one of my manual combos that I used to do. They changed it, and it don't quite hit the same way. I gotta do some different shit now. But that one, dog, it used to be, once I get you with that juggle, it's a wrap. It's an easy 9 hits, easy. But I still got his 10-hit combo in my back pocket. I can pull it out like it's nothing. It's no big deal. And he's got one of the few 10-hit combos that is actually functional. And it's not like you don't have to catch nobody slipping with you. You can pull it out like immediately. So he's still my main. He's still very, very good. But like Law is Horong. This is the best Horong of all time. Like not even close. Like he's incredible. Jin is fire. Kazuya is really, really good. The new characters, the guy what's Blade? What's his actual name? Raven. Raven's like superior. The French guy with the gun and the fucking like lightsaber. That nigga is a problem. First of all, he's just a cool looking character. He looks cool as fuck, and he's sweet. He's sweet as hell. It's good. Everybody's like story is pretty interesting. They've clearly it's unfinished. There's like, this isn't even a spoiler. Like, you know that Jun is back, but they like don't explain how she's back. So I guess there's more story to tell. But yeah, that's good.
I'd check it out, but that easy
mode stuff. I'm not, bro. I played online. I've showed you the couple clips that I played online. And got a couple perfects. I'm good. I ain't got nothing else to prove. I know I can play Tekken. I'm not trying to prove nothing to nobody else. And also,
not with no easy mode.
Yakuza Infinite Wealth put 1,000 million billion hours into it. It's awesome.
Infinite Wealth is such a funny name for a game.
It's really good. Can't wait to see where that story goes. So yeah, and now I'm playing Final Fantasy Rebirth, and that shit is sweet as fuck.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Rise of the Ronin to come out, even though it's gonna be a Souls game, and I'm gonna just probably.
They say it's a Souls formula, but it's like not as hard as it's like you can choose difficulty levels.
Hey, want to have fun playing video games, guys. Not
and see, the thing about Soulsborns though, even when they put a difficulty on there, they make you feel real bad about it. Like, oh, you want to play on bitch mode, you fucking punk? No problem. Yeah, too hard for you.
Hey, this guy's playing on.
This nigga eating beans. That was funny. Why everybody in the whole Discord flame me at the same time with the same joke? I forgot. I was in the Chipotle line, dog, and I forgot. There's one of the beans I like, and the other I don't, and I forgot which one was which. Help me. Which beans don't I like? I can't remember. She hooked me up. It was all good. This nigga eating beans. Funny.
Oh, jeez. So funny. Hilarious. Into currently, man, I have been into something that we're gonna talk about a little later here. But no, you know, I've been on the sci-fi film journey and just loving, you know, this genre in general.
Yes, welcome.
I watched Interstellar for the first time. Christopher Nolan.
Yep.
Brilliant, amazing movie. It's so weird to think that movie came out in 2014.
Yeah.
10 years ago. And I feel like that movie was but ahead of its time.
For sure.
No pun intended. You know, Christopher Nolan is obsessed with time, but this movie is really dope, and I just think if it would have
really is obsessed with time.
Goodness gracious, there's a review on Letterboxd that somebody wrote about Tenet, and the review says Christopher Nolan wants to have sex with time, and we should just let him.
I think I've seen this. Yeah.
But Interstellar, oh my goodness, such a good movie. That was dope. Kind of revisited Blade Runner 2049, which I already loved, but that's one of my favorite movies ever. I love Blade Runner 2049 too. And you know what? Another movie. This isn't a sci-fi movie, but another movie I watched recently that I really enjoyed it. The first time I watched it, but I haven't watched it since it came out. And I watched it again and kind of just blew my mind. Was the Batman with Robert Pattinson's Batman movie.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that movie's so good. I really hope. I know they are doing a sequel. Can't wait for that to come out either. But let's move on. Wrestling recap. AEW Revolution was last night. Sting, one of our goats, man.
You know, unfortunately, I have not watched it yet. I know, but it's on my immediate to-do list. I've been sucked into Final Fantasy. My bad, but I'm watching it like tonight.
You don't like Sting? Hero. So in a translation, Hero missed the retirement of his favorite wrestler of all time. Who does that?
Just all because I was stuck on a boss in Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, man, I am not leaving until I beat this shit. Then I looked up and it was midnight, and I was like, oh, I'm old. I gotta go to bed.
Revolution was dope, man. Will Ospreay is AEW now, obviously, so that's dope. Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshi in a match, fire.
Can't wait to watch that.
Brian Danielson versus Eddie Kingston, fire. John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli versus FTR, fire. I also thought, and you know, Roderick Strong versus Orange Cassidy, fire. I think Roderick Strong is mad underrated. I'm not gonna get into specific spoilers because you haven't seen it yet, but I do think one of the things I thought AEW did a really good job of was, you know, not blowing all their surprises in that night and really making it about Sting, because we all know Okada is coming to AEW.
Yeah.
We all know Mercedes Moné is coming to AEW.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we all know Jamie Hayter's coming back from injury. So there's a bunch of surprises that they could have done at this show that they kind of held back on. We know Kenny Omega is going to be coming back. You know what I mean? So I thought it was dope that they kind of held off on some of this stuff and really made the night about Sting, man. One of our childhood heroes in wrestling and one of our goats, man. Shout out to Sting. So it was dope to see him get sent off in a good way, man. You know, because when Sting, when the time was coming when everybody was going to WWE, he didn't do it. Yep. You know what I mean? And then he came when he was really old, and then you know, then he ended up popping up in AEW, which was dope, taking Darby Allin under his wing, and now Sting is finally retiring. I'm very happy I got a chance to meet him at SummerSlam last year, man. That was dope.
Yeah, man, I was so mad. Why didn't I go to that again? I feel like because it was in Detroit.
It was.
And there, fuck, man. I think I was. You know what? I think I was.
You were gone.
I was out of town.
Yeah.
I think I was out of town. Damn it.
I don't think you were here. But yeah, with that said, we're talking about Black History Month. Who's your top 3 favorite black wrestlers of all time? There's a lot of really, really dope black wrestlers, man.
So it's interesting, man. The Rock would have been on this list, but he's been acting up in public lately, and he's been kind of pissing me off. I like The Rock. I know a lot of wrestling nerds don't really like him like that. I fuck with The Rock. I mean, I like he was great on the mic.
It's not that I don't like him. I just, yeah. I'm just a wrestling snob, so.
He can wrestle though. Like it wasn't like he couldn't go. He could wrestle. I'm just kidding. he was one of the better wrestlers in WWE, in my opinion. Like,
I'm just kidding. Am I? I don't know.
He could wrestle, bro. Like he wasn't like Stone Cold, who was clearly way past his prime by the time he was there. He wasn't necessarily like Bret Hart or even Shawn Michaels, but I feel like he, like, compared to like the other stars of that era, like I think he was better than Triple H. I think he was better than Stone Cold, whose knees didn't work at that point. I think he was better than
Stone. With Stone Cold, he got after he got that neck injury from Owen Hart, it changed his entire
100%.
If you watch some of his stunning Steve Austin stuff,
oh no, when he was in WCW, he was fine. He was really
getting down.
Yeah. So for whatever it's worth, I like The Rock both in the ring and also his mic's work is great. But the point is, he's not on my list because I haven't liked his public persona lately.
How do you feel about him coming back for WrestleMania?
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I liked The Rock in 1999, bro. I don't care about The Rock in 2024.
Oh man.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Like, for that era, for that time, I like to go back and look at late 90s Rock. He was fucking hilarious. One of the best on the mic of all time. I appreciated that.
Who is this Rudy Poo?
And just even his mic work now compared to what it was back then is just not even close to the same. I don't care. I'm just not interested. Why am I still talking about him? The whole point was that he wasn't on this list. Like, he's not in my top 3.
He used to be hilarious though.
He was funny as fuck, man.
I do this crap and coming out of Rock's ring looking like he's just snapping on everybody.
Every time you come to the Rock's ring and you run your mouth.
Oh my god,
he's good, man.
Dude was so funny. Oh my gosh,
I'm gonna drink a big glass of milk. He's talking to Kurt Angle. Dog, he used to fry them niggas, dog.
Dog, I showed you before, but there is this one where I think the Rock is actually in a match and the Undertaker's on commentary, and the Rock comes down on the commentary table and smacks his headphones off. It's so
bro. Stop talking about The Rock.
It's hilarious, man.
Why are we still?
I don't know.
I can't even think about my top 3 now. Okay, all right. Can I say?
Oh my gosh, hilarious, man! That dude was so funny.
Man, Booker T would have been on this list too if I was 14, but no, I'm not. So I don't think he's gonna go on there. Right. I love Booker T when he was in WCW though. Even the beginning of his WWE run was pretty good.
I loved Booker T when he was in Harlem Heat, but also that era where WCW was terrible, but he was the one good thing about it when he won the championship, when he was wearing the trunks and the gloves. He was dope, man.
He was. All right, man. I gotta go. I was gonna say one of the New Day, but I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna go Kofi Kingston.
Where's Brock Lesnar when you need him?
Oh my god, man! What an embarrassment that was. I don't think he makes my top 3 yet, but I think Swerve Strickland is on his way.
Yeah,
hey man, I'm gonna throw a little.
Swerve's a dog.
I'm gonna throw a little
Little curveball.
A little curveball, bro. I'm gonna go Ember Moon /
Yes,
Athena,
man. Ooh,
as my
best,
number 2.
Best finishing move
Ever, bro. The Eclipse. She's had such a good year too, man.
She did, but man, Ember Moon in NXT was unlike any wrestler I'd ever seen in my life when she was in NXT. Yeah. I still think the match she had with Asuka is my favorite women's wrestling match of all time. Still.
Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah. And the fact that I'm having such a hard time thinking of like a bona fide, like all-time number 1 kind of sucks. I mean, you got what's the guy who won in WCW?
Ron
Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll probably have to be my number 1 just off the legendary,
off the strength.
Yeah.
Eric's got a good stories about that when he won the title from Vader.
Yeah. What year was that? Was that like 80?
Ooh, that was, I don't know. 80s? Look it up. I think it might have been early.
It was before WCW, because he was already in WWF by the time WCW started coming on TV.
He was WCW still coming on TV. This is just in the early time. That might have happened in like the early 90s for sure.
I don't know, bro. Well, okay, let me be more clear. When it started coming on like TNT and TBS, like that era, because I think
Turner.
Yeah, I feel like that was like in 1996. Like it was kind of late.
I mean, it was. That was in around that time, but WCW had WCW Saturday Night. You had so it was 92. So
90, yeah, it looks like
so
he
it was
left in 94.
So he won the title in 92. So early 90s.
Yep.
But yeah, man. There's so many good black wrestlers. I think now it's crazy when you think about it, because even right now when you look at how many really, really dope black wrestlers.
Real quick. This is why there was a lot of WCW that I had to learn in retrospect. The reason why is because most of us came to know WCW in 1996. That's when Nitro launched.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, by that time Ric Flair was already gone. He was gone for the first time. He came back. Ron Simmons was already gone, and Sting had just transition to Crow Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Surfer Sting was not. You never saw him on like live on Nitro. That was right before that happened.
Right.
So carry on. It came on a different TV show, a different station, but not on. It came on USA before that, and I didn't have cable, so didn't watch none of that shit. Cause I had to go to Edmund's house because he had
to go to Edmund's house and watch everything. But I was saying, like, it's crazy when you see there's so many good black wrestlers now, and even still we're still talking about so and so needs to be the first black AEW world champion. You know what I mean? That just the fact that we're still having those kinds of conversations in 2024 it's a little frustrating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's insane.
It's crazy to think about, man. How has there not been, you know what I mean? How has there not been a black world champion, and even in a company with a history as young as that, it still feels like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But yeah, black wrestlers, shout out to all the black wrestlers, man. Bianca Belair, Mercedes Moné. My top 3 favorite black wrestlers, though, number 3, I would go Leo Rush. I love Leo Rush. Leo Rush is really dope. He's incredible, man. I really hope that he finds a home and just sticks there. You know, he is a nomad. He's always bouncing around and wrestling for all these different companies. But Leo Rush is special, man. That dude he's insane.
For sure.
My number 2 would be Swerve, man. Swerve Strickland. That's my dude. Been a fan of him for a long time. I remember he was kill shot on Lucha Underground. That was kind of when I first, saw him. and then he kind of blew up in MLW a little bit, and he was in MLW killing it before he came to AEW, and now you see he's a star. This guy is a star, a big star. And he needs to win a world title. He's a star, man.
100%.
And I love Swerve. I love. I just love that he was able to. I love that he was able to kind of. And I'm not saying they're the same, but I'm saying that it's in a similar way where we saw Rusev get over in WWE, right? Where they're literally making it happen themselves and kind of forcing the company to, you know what I mean? Kind of forcing the company to push them. That's kind of what happened with Swerve. And he's dope, man. And then my number one, similar to you, man, Ember Moon in NXT, man. Like, that was absolute favorite.
So dope.
Incredible, super unique. Greatest finish move of all time, the Eclipse.
Tell you, bro. Her and Shinsuke Nakamura got me back into wrestling.
Yeah, man.
Like by themselves.
Facts. So shout out to Ember Moon, aka Athena. She had a great year as the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She's so dope.
Did she still have it, or she finally drop it?
I am actually not sure. I believe she still has it though. I'd have to check. But shout out to Ember Moon. Boom. Moving on. Hero's got some battle themes from video games that he wants to talk about. We randomly started talking about this before we got on the air. What you got for us?
All right, man. Top 3 video game battle themes of all time. I know that's very specific, but y'all know what it is, especially if you play RPGs or any sort of game that changes the music when you get into a fight.
And gives you a panic attack.
And you know what? I actually just thought of one that I didn't have. So I got an honorable mention. This is number 4/honorable mention. Can't believe I didn't do this one. We're gonna go. Let me make sure that
bruh.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid.
Bruh.
The alert theme.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go. Break it down. Holy shit, this shit is intense. Cause I'm running, niggas is shooting over my shoulder, dog. Ooh, I forgot about this shit, dog. Now I'm hiding. Not yet, cause I'm battling still a little bit. I'll show you when I start hiding. This is a particular part. This is where the battle gets going. Because the bosses used to have this thing too. Or at least some of them did. The second time around, now I'm hiding. Nah, I done got away a little bit. And I'm trying to figure out, the box ain't working. They already kicked the box over. I gotta hide underneath that tank on the first floor of the Alaskan tanker. That tank you have to go up underneath. And you remember back then you were trash at the game, so you were always getting caught like every 5 minutes. Yeah, man.
Not understanding a stealth game.
Bro, I was just trying to shoot everybody.
What you mean I can't just blow my way through here?
No,
what are you
stop
talking about?
the point is to not let these niggas see you.
But I can just kill them all.
No, they'll shoot you.
No, but I got nah. You gotta.
It's nigga. Because I didn't know. This is 1996, bro. I didn't know what tactical espionage action meant. I was like 10. What do you want? I was like 9. What do you want from me?
Action. I get to shoot people.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's my honorable mention, bro. Number 3. I'm gonna just play it. Let y'all figure it out.
Hey, oh man.
Hey, not just the regular battle theme.
Battles.
This is the big boy battle, dog.
Elite 4 battle.
We were talking about this before the pod, man. Like, it was during this part of the song, because you know it loops. You done lost a couple Pokemon already. Because again, you're 6 or 7 years old. Oh, when that part starts hitting,
they're out here using healing potions.
Shit, I don't know what to do now, because I can't just one-shot everybody like I had been doing. They start using a little bit of strat on your ass. They put some tech on you. They start disabling all your best moves. I've been paralyzed for 7 turns in a row. Yeah, man. But when this part hit, then I start feeling myself. I got it back under control. I done figured out how to overcome that one little strat that they've been using. I brought in the one Pokemon that I picked up off the street that I trained specifically for this fight and never used them again. Hey, I need a fire type. Hey, you, come here.
Come here.
You know how to do fucking fire spin or what? Come here, I got a TM for you. Open up. All right, fine. We won. Get out of here.
And you always got a TM mule that you got to teach surf
and strength and flash. Hey, it's usually Lapras. Hey, Lapras, come here. Use strength and then surf.
And flash.
All right, man. Number 2. This comes to mind because of what I've been playing recently, but this boy, hey, man, every kid in 1997 felt like a hero when they started hearing this shit.
Uh-oh, I already know. Final Fantasy.
Come on, bro. Let's go. So heroic. Let's go, dog. But you know what, though? The remake version, they actually did it justice. This shit is hard as fuck, bro.
I never.
Now it's like Star Wars. It's become Star Wars now.
John Williams on the score. Yeah, John Williams on the score now.
Let's go. All right, and then my number 1, bro. This is a deep cut, but if you know anything about me, you know what game it's from. Shenmue,
hey.
Earth and Sea. That shit is just beautiful, bro. It just does this for 2 minutes straight. That's amazing. Like, what the this game came out in 1999 or 2000, and it just like blew away from a musical standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint, from a graphic standpoint. Like, I never recovered from it. It's been damn near 30 years. I never recovered from it, bro. Number 1, Shenmue, Earth and Sea. And those are my top 3 video game battle themes of all time. Put yours in the comments.
Great. Put yours in the comments. I'll add mine
in the Discord.
Those are great. Have you checked out Ninja Kamui?
I did. I watched the first 2.5 episodes. I fell asleep on the third one. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm very, 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 very happy. Mild spoiler. That the American white man turned out to just be a mask. Because I was worried, like, man, I hope this shit ain't sweet as fuck, and I just gonna have to deal with the fact that this white guy from fucking Chicago is like a dog ass ninja. But no, it turns out he's Japanese as hell, and he was wearing a disguise. It's nice. You ever want a John Wick ninja anime? It's this.
Hey man, it's really dope. I love it too. I've seen all the episodes. It took me a minute to check it out, but this is right up my current alley of interest. We've talked about being burnt out on shonen, man, and just I've kind of been there, as I always say, ever since I read Vagabond and Berserk. They kind of destroyed my my tolerance for shonen stuff right now. So I haven't really been interested in any of it, and something like this coming along is exactly what I've been wanting and looking for. So Ninja Kamui is dope, man. I don't care about kids anymore.
Listen, man, I'm with you. I've been talking about this for a while. You and I are finally on the same page.
I don't care about the chosen 9-year-old that can beat up grown men and
And you know what, man? Listen, I've been saying this for a long time, but I am always gonna love shonen. I'm always gonna go back and watch every now and then. But
Same.
I think I'm permanently past being like super duper excited about new shonen.
I think I am too.
It's just because like, for like I've said this to novelists for the longest time now. Like, I don't give a fuck about an 11. One of our most famous jokes on this podcast was there's not a single 11-year-old on the face of this earth that can whip my ass. Not one, unless he's like a fucking mutant and he's got like. And he's hit puberty.
What's his mutant?
And his mutant powers hit. There's not an 11-year-old that can beat my ass. It's just not happening. Now, once you hit puberty, I bet you there's some 16-year-old like super athletes that can probably beat me. But even that's gonna be tough, I think.
Hilarious.
I might not be in great shape anymore, but I'm a fucking man, dog. Like, that shit matters, bro. Like, it matters. I am a man grown. Oh. Like, even my nephew who is 20 and is in great shape.
Oh my goodness, man.
Like, I guarantee you, if I decided if we got into a little scuffle and I decided I had enough of that shit, that'll just be the end of it. Like, I will decide, you know what, enough.
You are hilarious today.
I was just saying. So anyway, and I love my nephew. We would never do that. But also, like, just the point is, I didn't mean to just throw him under the bus like that.
I love my nephew. I knew it. But also, if you ever wanted to, I would.
The point is, bro, like, I'm off this idea of a super powered 11-year-old just beating the shit out of like the trained 40-year-old like super ninjas. Like, fuck off, bro. Can you imagine, like, Kakashi? Like, I don't care how dope Naruto and Sasuke are. Kakashi at the time is like in his probably his mid 30s. Yeah. Like, hey, knock it off, guys.
Right.
Hey, come here. Grab them by their collars. Like, nigga, chill out. Y'all niggas go somewhere and sit down. Be quiet.
Oh, man.
And he did that for most of Naruto.
That always reminds me of when they were about to go in that mission to kill Sasuke.
Oh my god!
And Naruto found out and had a heart attack.
Yeah, no, we finna go murder that nigga, bro. Hey, I had enough of this shit. You motherfuckers play too much. I'm about to go kill this nigga right now.
Naruto fell out and had an actual heart attack, bro. He's
like, nah. See, and if I'm Sasuke, I'd be like, nah, cut that shit out, Naruto. This is what you get for playing too much. You let this nigga go crazy. I'm about to go get him, and it's about to be over. You want to know why? Because I'm a fucking grown ass man. I also have a Sharingan, by the way.
I don't have time for your childish game.
Right, like, fuck off. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
So, anyways, I've been over that, and also like the cliches, man. I can't. I know that's like a staple of Japanese storytelling.
Yeah, and you know, shonen is very formulaic. It has this formula that sticks to it. It's prevalent in every single one,
and I can't be inundated with it nonstop. I have to have a break from it and then come back. That's all.
Agreed. Ninja Kamui's fire. Check it out if you haven't already.
Yep.
Have you checked out the Avatar live action show?
I've watched the first 4.5 episodes, I believe.
How are you feeling about it?
Let me start by saying this. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know that it's not quite as beloved for me. Not that it's bad. I love it, but there are other things that I think I enjoy slightly more. So for me, it's not quite as beloved for me as it is for you and Edmund, for example. Again, this is no slight to Avatar. I think for me, I discovered it late. I didn't have a chance to connect with it the same way that y'all did, for example. But I still love it. I still would be very sad if it were to be disrespected. I think that this show does not disrespect it. I think it's pretty good. I'm excited to see more. I don't really mind. They made some changes that I don't think break the story. I think the kid who plays Aang he reminds me a lot of Jay.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's your son. You look at him differently than I do, but he's like a bright, smiley kid. He nails the Aang character, I think, pretty well. I think the kid who plays Sokka is pretty good as well. I don't love the Katara actor. Her ass is pretty on. It's
His
pretty.
name's Sokka. Are they calling him Sokka in the show?
Nah, I just misspoke because I'm stupid. I was thinking about Ahsoka because I was rewatching that last week. But Sokka. They don't call him Sokka. That was my mistake. The kid who plays Sokka is pretty good. I don't love the kid who plays Katara. Her ass is pretty firmly on pretty often. But the other kids are great. And I don't. So the kid who plays Zuko, I didn't like at first, but I have grown to like him quite a bit. I think he nails the character. He doesn't really. It's hard to say because they were cartoons, but he doesn't really look like Zuko to me.
Yeah.
But he's good, and Iroh is great too. The guy who they got to play Iroh is also very good.
I'll have to check it out. I've honestly been nervous.
I get it. It's for
watch it.
Edmund loves it just as much as you do, and he has. I think he used the word "I enjoyed it."
Right. Okay. Well,
he doesn't hate it.
Yeah. If I can enjoy it and not hate it, and like you said, it's not disrespecting.
No.
Avatar, then
I'm
gonna check it out.
It's pretty good.
And as far as changes go, I think it's important whenever you're getting an adaptation of something, you have to understand that this is that piece of work through someone else's vision. So there's going to inevitably be changes, and just because it's not a word for word everything exactly like it was, that doesn't mean that it's bad. You know what I mean?
No, and some things are like I thought. Well, there's some things that they nail. So here's exactly what Edmund said. This was when he was only one episode in. Solid. Yeah, I'm still only one episode in. Hopefully we'll be able to get into the second episode today. I do like it. Some of the changes are weird but understandable. I agree on some of the acting on both points because I mentioned before that some of the acting was great, some of it was not that great. But I don't hate it, especially for such an ambitious show to try for. So he thinks it's
boom. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Solid.
All right, man. There's a movie that came out.
Is there? I hadn't noticed. Did you see it?
Have I seen it? There is a movie that I've been waiting for forever to come out. And that movie is Dune Part 2. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into a review of Dune Part 2. So if you have not seen this movie, you might want to skip this. How many times did you see it?
I've only seen it once so far.
Ask me how many times I saw it.
How many?
4!
Oh, so you did want to see it again today?
Yesterday.
Oh, so you haven't seen it again yet today?
No, I haven't seen it today. No, I have not. How do I go a day without going to the movies and seeing?
Bruh, I feel like you've seen it. Okay, here's a better question. How many days in a row did you see it?
So I went to a fan first early showing of it,
like 4 years ago.
Last Sunday.
It was 100,000 years ago. It was so long ago.
Last Sunday. So I went to that fan first viewing on last Sunday. Then I went to see it Thursday night when it came out, and then on Friday night I went to train jiu-jitsu. And then when I was driving home from training, I was like, that's only 9:30. I wonder if they're showing Dune 2 around this time. I found a 10 o'clock show. We went to see it again on Friday night.
Christ.
So that was 3 right there already.
And then you waited a couple days.
Right? Saw it Friday. Saturday, my son, I was at my son's basketball tournament, Spartan Classic in Lansing. Came home Sunday. Oh, I'm tired, man. I'm going to go see Dune Part 2.
I'm tired. So let me go see this 2.5 hour long movie.
I went to see it again yesterday. I'm just, overall, I have seen it 4 times. Just my initial thoughts on the movie without getting too much into the plot right now. I think that I see I've seen movies and I will like them a lot, and there hasn't been a movie that I've enjoyed this much in a really long time. I think that I can comfortably say that this is my favorite cinema experience as an adult that I've had in a movie theater. I don't think I've had this type of feeling or enjoyed a movie this much in a theater in all of my adulthood, which is crazy.
Cow.
But I'm dead serious. I've seen this movie 4 times. I absolutely love it. Everybody knows I've kind of become a big Dune fan over the last couple years when I started reading the books and everything. But this movie is incredible to me, and I really love it. Before we start talking about it, how did you feel after you went to see it one time?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I thought it was great. Yeah, I thought it was great. It's one of those movies that sort of unlike Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, it really depends on what came before it and what's going to come after it. So it's hard for me to view it as like a single story. Some people might see that as a flaw. I don't. I think that's fine, especially if you know you're going to get closure, which obviously they haven't announced Dune 3 yet, but like there's no chance it doesn't come. I mean, of course it's coming out.
I've actually read today that Denis Villeneuve already wrote it.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah, for sure. Because he wrote Dune 2. I think he was already finished with the script before the first one came out.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So he's got a plan. His original plan, as far as I know, was to. I love Denis Villeneuve, by the way, but I think his original plan was he wanted to do Lord of the Rings style. He wanted to move everybody to where they're shooting the movie at and just shoot them all.
Oh, all at once.
Yeah, how they did Lord of the Rings, where they had them living out in New Zealand.
I didn't know they did that.
Oh yeah, they like moved that whole cast to New Zealand for like 3 years.
That's crazy.
Like that, and they just shot it all. And it's when you're doing a story like that, they kind of had to because you can't have the actors age too much. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're young like that. You know what I mean?
Sure. So all in all, I really for what it was. And again, it's a very incomplete. I had to text, because obviously, Noveliss has been doing everything he can to like let me see it without wanting to just like completely nerd out. And I had to send him. I was kind of sad. I had to send him a sad text message where it's like, bro, like I saw it was great, but I know you want to have the sweaty Dune conversation, but I can't have it just yet.
And I was just like, no,
I can't have it just yet because I gotta like. You are armed with information that I don't have, and I want to make sure I have all the information so I can really get into it.
Right.
Especially with a story like this, because like it doesn't leave you on a cliffhanger, mild spoiler, but it's kind of it kind of is a cliffhanger where it's like, all right, like
right.
This shit's about to pop off.
I'll say this. I will say that this is not how they changed some things, and this is not how the last thing you see in the film isn't how the book ends. I'll say that.
Right.
And I will say that the Dune novel, the first Dune novel, the big longest one, ends in a way where the story could be over and there's no cliffhanger. I'll say that.
Gotcha. Okay, that's interesting.
I'll say that, and then I won't say anything about Dune Messiah. I won't say anything, and but I will say that this Dune, the story Dune, can work on its own, and this kind of cliffhanger ending was
unique to the movie,
unique to the film.
Okay, word. So yeah, with that said though, since we're talking about the movies and like the whole Dune experience, there's a very clear arc that many of these characters have, including especially the main character, Paul Atreides, that I need to see finished before I can like really analyze it, because I think I know where it's going. I think I have several ideas of where it could go, and I'm trying to unremember some things that you remember my cousin Hassan.
Mm-hmm.
He's like where you are with Dune now. He's been like that since he was like like 13. Like this nigga's like
I gotta talk to this guy.
Yeah, bro. He's like a Dune maniac. Him and my older cousin Phil, like they're both like Dune maniacs. And I remember them talking about Dune before I decided to read it years ago. And they were just like, I don't remember what they said, thank God, because I've like trained it out of my mind now. But they were talking some sweaty Dune shit from like, and I'm talking about like all of the books in the future, like all of like Dune, Children of Dune, Dune Messiah, like all of this shit. They're totally into it. I'm not gonna go that far. I think once I finish Dune Messiah, we'll break it down from there.
I will say this, and this isn't a spoiler either. I will say that in my experience reading the novels, I'm about to finish God Emperor of Dune, which is the 4th book. I have all of them. I'm gonna try to read them. I'm gonna read all of them. But what I'll say is, actually, I'm on Heretics of Dune. But what I'll say is, so I'm almost done with the books. But I'll say this: in my opinion, it was perfect after Dune Messiah. And in my personal opinion, Dune and Dune Messiah are. I think that you could only read Dune and Dune Messiah, and you could still get a great story with a great poetic ending, and just kind of be good from there.
That's what
Dune
that's
gets a little crazy, and it's already weird, but it gets a little. I haven't enjoyed any of the books after Messiah on the level that I enjoyed the first 2, so I'll just say that.
Yeah, I have heard similar stuff from the Dune sweaties in my family.
Yeah, so I'll just put that out there. But the film, man, this movie
fire.
Is so good, man.
Beautiful to look at, first of all.
Yeah, just the visually insane. The cinematography is so good. It's just such a high level film, and even just right off the bat, that opening scene, man. I love when the Harkonnens just float. Denis Villeneuve does such a weird job of making things float. It just looks creepy and unsettling. And Hans Zimmer's score in this movie is amazing as well. It's what? Let's just what was your favorite? What was your favorite part of the movie?
What was my favorite part of the movie? It was this part.
That means if you got dreams to get to the league, you gotta play me. You gotta guard me. And guess what? Can't none of y'all guard me.
Can't none of y'all motherfuckers guard me, bro. This nigga Paul Muad'Dib Atreides walked into the Southern Council,
Bro.
when he wasn't supposed to talk, and said, "You motherfuckers, I don't care what y'all say. Can't nobody on this planet fuck with me."
Oh my God.
He literally called them out. Can't none of y'all niggas guard me. You should be afraid of me, bro. Y'all gonna let me talk my shit or not? Can't none of y'all niggas check me, bro.
Oh my God.
That was one of the greatest I'm him moments in the history of cinema. It's right up there with like Neo telling the bullets no.
It really was. Paul Atreides, man. First of all, Timothée Chalamet just destroys this. Honestly, this whole cast. This whole cast is incredible, man.
So here, real quick, my other favorite part was what an interesting scientific / artistic choice. The Harkonnen home planet having a black sun.
Bro, Gidi Prime with the black and white. Oh.
The black sun, which I don't know about the science on this, but we are to believe that the science would suggest that since
it's like
the sun is black, there aren't like the visible light is not along the spectrum for like Roy G. Biv, so there's no other color to reflect off of. So like when you're in the sunlight, it's literally monochrome. It's black and white.
And then when they're when they're indoors, they look regular.
Yeah, that was really, really, really
insane.
clever.
And then I also heard that Denis Villeneuve shot that in infrared. So then when you go to edit his editors are probably editing it, and they're probably editing.
Yeah, that's a tough. I know. Trust me, I totally understand.
His crew is probably editing it, and they're probably wondering why the color can't be anything other than black and white because he shot it in infrared. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that part was insane. I'm going to read my Letterboxd review for this movie.
Boom.
Yahya Shuhada, Long Live the Fighters. Easily my most anticipated film of the year. Epic, giant, and triumphant in every way possible. You absolutely have to see this in IMAX, as it's a visual masterpiece that needs to be watched on the biggest screen possible.
Agreed.
As a Dune novel reader, I knew when the ending was coming, despite its runtime, and I still wasn't ready for it to be over. The pace is electric. Straight up breathtaking technical marvel that delivers on every single front. Some of the most gorgeous wide shots I've ever seen. The silhouette wides of Muad'Dib are all worth 1,000 words. Cinematography is beautiful. Some of the greatest CGI of all time. Masterful big battle scenes, exhilarating worm riding scenes. Shai Hulud looks incredible. Shai Hulud is the giant worm, by the way. Mm-hmm. Hans Zimmer's bolstering, powerful score enhances every single moment and feeling. The actors all give flawless performances. The action, although not as much as I was hoping for, was brilliant and precise when it was there. The Fremen combat sequences, the ambushes, the worm riding scene was absolute cinema. The black and white color palette on Giedi Prime was incredible. Everything in this film is art. The sound design is grand down to every whispering voice in the back of a character's mind. I'm not sure if sci-fi has ever previously reached this level. This is a literary art film in the form of an epic space opera. The movie is methodical with its approach, but it's never as slow as it is fulfilling. Paul, a.k.a. Usul, a.k.a. Muad'Dib, is one of the best sci-fi characters of all time through a tragic and inevitable destiny. This film flawlessly delivers his story and illustrates the difference in how people view a messianic figure. The scene where Paul has had his mind entirely opened by the water of life in the south, and he addresses all of the Fremen and gives in to his destiny as Muad'Dib in a heel turn of epic proportions, is one of the greatest things I've ever seen on film. That's what Hero was just talking about. Can't none of y'all check me.
Right.
I could go on forever about things that didn't make it into this adaptation that were important in the novel, or things that were changed for the film that, in my opinion, were tasteful changes that worked better for me. But instead, I'll just say this is cinema, this is sci-fi, an overwhelming spice high. May thy knife chip and shatter.
Boy.
5 stars. Guys, this movie is really dope, and I am very much tempering my what I want to say about it, because I'm gonna wait for Hero to get the knowledge he wants to get before we can really break down this movie, because as he said, there are things that he wants to obtain from the source material, and they changed some things that matter in the movie. They did change a few things. There are some important things about Paul and the Chinese relationship that got changed, and so on and so on. So I won't get into that stuff, and I will wait until you are ready to talk about that. But just back to the movie, my favorite part is the part where Paul and Chani, the Fremen ambush the Harkonnen spice, the spice convoy, and they have to shoot down the helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
And that scene, that scene is incredible. Reload! Yeah. And Chani shoots a Harkonnen guy with a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
That scene.
Here's the crazy part. He gets physically knocked, like he gets hit with the rocket and it doesn't explode. It
like knocks.
Yeah, it carries him. He's riding the rocket as the rocket hits a wall behind him, and then it explodes.
And then he explodes. And that scene was awesome. That's my favorite scene. Then loved the. So I also wanted. So in my review, I talk about how precise the battles were. I think this was dope, man. You know, when I saw it the first time, I was like, oh man, I wish the action was longer. But then I was like, you know what? I think it's better. How many times do we see big battle scenes sometimes in movies, and they're really long, but you can't really see anything?
Yeah.
So they're kind of not I mean, are they good? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and this time it's like they kind of show you some highlights, and it's really dope, and then it's just on to something else. You know what I mean? And the Fremen, again, the way they attack, everything's so quick and precise. Why would it be long and drawn out, right? Like, you definitely would want to kill your enemy as quick as you possibly can. That was the worm riding scene.
That was hard.
Oh my gosh, that scene was amazing as well. Just Stilgar was great as well. He's hilarious. But yeah, man, this movie is amazing, and it's almost 3 hours long, and
it didn't really feel like it.
It never felt slow. I've seen this movie 4 times, and
12 hours.
I've watched this movie for 12 hours, and just one of the dope things is every time you watch, you kind of pick up on some other things, but like I said, man, this is easily one of my favorite movies of all time, like easy top 3, you know what I mean, and could be higher. Just for context, right? Like Letterboxd, man, I love Letterboxd app. Dune Part 2 is at a 4.6 on Letterboxd.
Jeez.
That is an insane high score. It's right now in the top 250 films of all time on this app. This movie is sitting in the top 6 and it has the same score as The Godfather Part 2, Seven Samurai. Like some of these legendary movies, it's got the same score as them. So that is just incredible, man. I really do think this is one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time.
Loved it, man. Can't wait to so here's my plan. I'm like in the last couple of maybe probably like 6 or 7 chapters to go in the first book. Once I finish the first book, I'm gonna see Dune again, the second Dune again, and then I'm gonna start Dune Messiah, and I'm gonna just do the audiobook for that. So I imagine it should be pretty quick.
And Dune Messiah is way shorter than Dune 2. It's a short one.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, so with that said, I mean, just really love this movie, guys. It's easily in my top 3 favorite movies of all time, and my favorite just theater experience as an adult, for sure. But let's go. It's Black History Month.
Hey.
Well, it's not anymore, but to us it is.
It's always every year, every month, every day.
Black History Life.
Yeah.
Top 5 favorite fictional Black characters of all time.
I have 8 honorable
here?
mentions, but I'm gonna just run through them super quick here.
Oh man, I love it.
Honorable mention, man, Craig of the Creek.
Oh my goodness, that is so good, man. Craig of the Creek. Guys, if you don't want to watch the show, they have a movie that just dropped.
Oh, I haven't watched the movie.
You gotta watch the movie. It's called. It's about Craig when he first moves to the neighborhood, when they go to the creek, and
nice.
It's so good. It's like a prequel kind of.
Nice.
It's excellent. It shows how he met his friends and how they become, the way that they are. It's so good, man.
All right, so you got Craig of the Creek, you got Static Shock, Virgil.
Virgil Hawkins.
Virgil Hawkins from Detroit. I don't care what nobody says. Bro, Dwayne McDuffie basically confirmed that Dakota City is Detroit. So Static Shock's from Detroit. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Mace Windu. We already know about him.
A Sith Lord.
Blade.
Mm-hmm.
You got Geordie LaForge from Star Trek Next Generation.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying before the pod, I could have done a top 10 on just Star Trek characters alone.
You did, yeah. You just said that.
You got Worf from Worf, son of Moog, goddammit, from Star Trek Next Generation. That nigga Worf is so fucking hard, dog. Worf. There's just so many stories about Worf, but there was one. All right, so there was one just to give you hot dope.
What about the random black dude from episode 1, Phantom Menace? You can't take your highness there. The Huts are gangsters.
Yeah, see?
He's talking about that guy.
Yes. Worf so
you
dope.
You can't take your highness there. The Huts are gangsters.
So listen, bro. Just to give you an idea how dope Worf is, there was an episode of Star Trek Next Generation where Picard had to go on this secret mission, where he had to like infiltrate. They were like running drills, and he had to like infiltrate this I think it was a Romulan neutral zone type situation, and it was clandestine. So he had to run drills. He couldn't tell nobody what it was about. He could only bring 2 people. He brought the doctor, Gates McFadden, who's, why do I remember the actor but not the fucking name of the doctor? Dr. Crusher, Beverly Crusher, because she needed to do whatever science thing she needed to do. And then when he invited Worf, he straight up told Worf, like, look, bro, Worf, your presence on this mission should be obvious, nigga. And basically the implication was, bro, we finna be into some shit. We finna be out into the brush, and I need a gangster with me. I need a killer with me, bro. And you already know when it comes to being a hard ass motherfucker, there is no one better on our crew than Worf, son of Moog, dog. Worf, and you got Tuvok, who is the Black Vulcan from Star Trek Voyager. So again, I just ripped off 3 Star Trek characters in a row. Could be way more, but
facts.
Then we're gonna go with Garnet from Steven Universe. Obviously black. I don't want to hear nothing about it. So here's my actual top 5. Number 5, Aurora Monroe, Storm.
Of course,
bro.
Lightning Storm.
Listen, bro. That's not, see. Here's the thing. That's not even good enough, bro. I'm rewatching. Bruh, I am rewatching the X-Men right now in preparation for X-Men 97. It's dropping in 2 weeks.
I don't like the animation for that X-Men 97.
Bro, I won't hear it, dog.
It looks like Archer.
I don't care. I don't care if that shit is a stick figure drawing. I'm watching that shit. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't care if my fucking if my 3-year-old niece drew that shit, bro. I don't care. It's continuing the story from my childhood. I'm here for it. I agree. It doesn't look great, but I'm trusting that they'll figure it out. But anyways, I'm watching the old one. Bro, Storm used to talk so much shit, bro. It wasn't just Lightning Storm. There was one, I'm trying to remember the exact quote, but she said something like, she was trying to freeze the Juggernaut because that nigga Juggernaut picked up a bank. Dog, Juggernaut picked up a bank.
Bro, I was about to say, his strength in that show
it's ridiculous.
Is off the chain,
brother.
They made
he picked up a bank. He picked the building up and just said, "Here, nigga." Just picked up a bank, and so that nigga. So Juggernaut was running around downtown, and Storm had to slow him down. So they said to freeze him.
Picked up a bank.
Or it might have been. I think it was a Sentinel that she was trying to freeze. Dog. Storm said, "From the ends of the earth, bring upon him endless cold. Your master Storm commands it." What the bro? That's what she used to. Dog, listen.
Man.
Whenever you cast a live action Storm, if she's not writing up a fucking ministry every time she calls upon her powers, I don't want to have it. I don't want it. Throw it away. From the ends of the earth, bring upon endless cold. Your master Storm commands it. Let's go, dog.
That's powerful,
bro. That's hard. Let's go, Storm. Number 4, Miles Morales.
Hey,
I almost forgot about Miles. That would have been crazy.
That would have been tragic.
Yeah, I would not have been able to stand for that. So we've talked a ton about Miles over the past couple years. Really, he's really been one of the stars of the SwordCast.
He really
to be honest,
has. Go.
Best Spider-Man and that's it. We've already solved that. He's the best Spider-Man. So that's all.
Facts.
Number 3, I switched it up here because I remembered how much this other character meant to me. This character means a ton to me, and obviously because he's number 3, we're gonna go with Black Panther T'Challa.
Hey.
We've also talked enough about him on this podcast, but man, I almost had him number 2, but no,
Okay.
I had to switch back to my original thought. Morpheus at number 2.
Man, the GOAT.
He's maybe the most quotable character in the history of film.
Ever.
between him and Jules from fucking Pulp Fiction.
Morpheus, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Think that's air you're breathing?
what is real?
I know Kung Fu.
Dog.
Show me.
Show me. Dog.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me. He's the one. Oh my God.
Gosh, man.
So good.
Yo, I see some similarities in Stilgar from Dune.
Yeah,
You know
I can
what
see that for
mean?
sure.
Definitely a little funnier, and they kind of added that element to it. But even in the books, like throughout the books, Stilgar is definitely Paul's
Morpheus.
number. Yeah, he's his Morpheus. He's his main believer. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And he's just loyal. Stilgar's my guy. I like Stilgar.
All right,
Listen
man.
up, guys.
All right, man. Number one. I think everybody should know this, but if you don't, now you know.
No, you don't.
Right. Captain Benjamin Lafayette Sisko.
Of course. We
The
knew
emissary, dog.
that. We knew that.
This guy, this human being, Avery Brooks, shout out to him as well. But this character, it changed my life, bro. Like,
Facts.
I discovered Star Trek Next Generation in college, and I was like, oh, this is my entire personality now. This show. And this character, like,
This is me.
yeah, no, for sure. Like, this is me in 400 years, bro. Like, so shout out to Sisko. Like, it's gotten to the point now where I find myself, and not even a little bit, like, I've subconsciously modeled the way that I talk according to, like, Avery Brooks' performance of Commander Sisko. Like, when I'm at work, like, my work voice is how Captain Sisko talks. Not quite as dramatic, but like similar tonality. Like, shout out to Sisko, man. Just the greatest Starfleet captain of all time. Kirk can kick rocks. The only person who has a similar argument is Picard. And the only reason why Picard could potentially win that argument is because Sisko that nigga just became a god. Literally, he just became a god and was like, all right, well, I'm transcended into wormhole alien godhood. Massive spoilers for that Star Trek Deep Space Nine, obviously. If y'all haven't seen this show that ended 30 years ago, then
I don't know what to tell you.
That's on y'all. But yeah, Sisko, GOAT. Boom.
Boom. Black fictional characters. So many good ones, man. I'll rattle off some honorable mentions before I get to mine. I loved the fact that you mentioned Craig of the Creek, man. So,
yeah.
I mean, Craig of the Creek's got so many dope black characters, not just Craig, but Omar, the Green Poncho, and Maya, and Cannonball, you know what I mean, and Kit, the girl that works at the trading tree. There's so many good characters in that show. Like I said, if you guys haven't seen the movie, man, you guys gotta go watch the movie. King Xavier too, he's hilarious. But more honorable mentions, man, Garnet from Steven Universe.
Facts.
So I love Firefly, right? And I watched the movie that kind of came from Firefly, Serenity. That movie's super dope. And there's a character in that movie called the Operative. He's an assassin and black. Super dope. Mace Windu, Spawn, Storm.
Ooh, I forgot about Spawn.
Blade, Static Shock. So many good black characters. But I really tried to keep it with characters not only that I love, but characters that had an influence on me. Static Shock, Blade, honorable mentions as well. Here we go. Number 5, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon, man.
Hey,
come on, dog.
That's a great character.
That movie, I love that movie still. When I was growing up, mainstay VHS tape, Last Dragon. A little ahead of our time, it's an 80s movie, but it was kind of in that same rotation with the 90s Ninja Turtle movie and Three Ninjas, and Surf Ninjas is kind of in that same group. Bruce Leroy, man. Taimak. I can't believe this dude only did that movie.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
He was fantastic.
He went away after that.
He was excellent in that movie. Bruce Leroy, such a dope character. This movie is just it is excellent, man. It's so good. And I've always loved that character in that movie, man. Sho'nuff, one of the greatest, just most over the top cackling villains ever. Number 4, T'Challa, man, Black Panther. We all grew up reading those Black Panther comic books, man, and just to see even before the movie, right? Like just knowing that there was even a possibility that they were gonna bring the character to the movies was like a huge deal,
man.
So Black Panther, I think, has really been a pillar as far as superheroes go for Black comic book fans. He's a GOAT, man. So shout out to T'Challa. Black Panther number 4. Number 3, we just talked about this guy, Miles Morales, man.
Let's go.
Miles has become, like you said, one of our main. He's definitely a SwordCast Hall of Famer. We always talk about
For
Miles,
sure.
comics, the games, the Spider-Verse films. This is just a character that we all love, and seeing him kind of grow in popularity has been really dope too. Best Spider-Man, you know.
I just
Miles is
read
the guy.
here that Tiamat, or Timac, how do you pronounce his name?
I think it's
Timac.
Tiamat.
He made some appearances in Ring of Honor alongside Jimmy Yang.
Bro, what? Okay, I have to see. I have to find
I never.
this.
Hey,
I have to see
are you
this
familiar with
footage.
Jimmy Yang?
I am not. I might if I've seen him though.
He was
But-
in Ring of Honor. This is like 2006 and 7. Was in that
Oh,
era.
so this is like right when Ring of Honor was starting around that time. Started in like 2005, I think, 2004. That was when I started watching it. So that's dope. I'm gonna have to check that out. See what he was doing in there. Seeing if he was actually. What if he was wrestling?
I think he was more like a manager, but
Yeah.
still, that's crazy.
That's kind of awesome. But yeah, Miles Morales number 3. Number 2, we can talk about this guy. Probably, I mean, I've been watching a lot of films. This guy is definitely one of my favorite movie characters of all time. And like you said, maybe the most quotable film character ever. Morpheus, man, from
Hell
Matrix. Number 2.
I'm sorry, I was mistaken. In November 23rd, 2013, Jimmy Yang and Bruce Leroy had a tag team match against Jimmy Mayhem and Shannon Ballard.
I'm about to find this and watch it.
VPW the final level 13.
I'm about to find this and watch it. He wouldn't have been. How old would he have been around that time? Not old. He would have been maybe like 40.
Yeah, late 40s.
Not even late. Maybe early. He was young.
He's
in last
59
year.
now.
Yeah. Okay. So he would have been.
Yeah. So that was.
He would have been early.
So yeah, he's almost 60 now. So that would have been what 10 years ago. So yeah.
No, man. You said 2004.
No, 2013.
Okay. I thought you
Yeah.
said 2004.
No, 2013.
So
He's
he
had
would've
two wrestling matches, both tag team matches.
This is super interesting
Yeah,
to me.
this is
I'm
random as
gonna
fuck.
look this up when I get home. But yeah, Morpheus number 2. Just go, man. The scene where he decides that he's about to save Neo.
Oh my god,
Yeah, man.
that nigga got up and said,
Bro, and then we were talking about Yin Wu Ping off air, just the GOAT of action choreography and the GOAT of just my things that I like, man. Crouching Tiger and Dragon, Matrix, Iron Monkey, like this guy is amazing. And just that scene where Morpheus is fighting Agent Smith and they're doing like the wire work in that small space. Oh my goodness, it's incredible. And Lawrence Fishburne, man, the fight with Neo,
Bruh,
he was
doing his stuff,
He was
dog.
looking like he had, it was just, man, so good. And then my number 1 favorite black character, come on, Afro Samurai, man. We talked about how this anime is, it's weird. It's almost, it's like underrated
In some
in
senses,
some senses,
slightly overrated.
and slightly overrated in some senses. I love Afro Samurai. I think it's amazing for what it is. I think it's great. And it is one of my favorite anime of all time. And the manga is actually really dope too. The manga was something that you could never find when we were growing up, because I don't think they had an English one yet, but I have it, and it's actually really good, and the art style is super unique. But I love Afro, man. Shout out to Afro Samurai. It's my number one favorite black fictional character. My top 5. Number 5, Bruce Leroy. Number 4, Black Panther. Number 3, Miles Morales. Number 2, the GOAT Morpheus. And number 1, Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai might be a psycho, just living off revenge, but hey, man, you know.
Yeah, and he's absolutely a psycho. There's no question about that.
Facts. And when they did the film Afro Samurai Resurrection, he kind of was getting away from that and changing his life. But
his whole concept is that he's schizophrenic.
Yeah, he was definitely crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
like literally.
Ninja was his imaginary friend, and then we talked about here on the pod too, kind of that interesting theory that that the battle with Justice didn't actually happen. Remember we were talking about that, like he got he it took him so long to get to him that Justice was dead, and Afro kind of imagined the battle in his head, you know what I mean? So because he was just out of his mind. That's my top 5, man. We're back. SwordCast.
Let's go.
Boom. Hey, man, go see Dune 2 so we can talk about it. I'll talk your head off. I'll answer any questions. I've seen this movie 4 times. I love Dune.
Yes.
Like I said, guys, I mean...
It's good. Wait, hold on. Stop listening to him for a second. I'm telling you, as somebody who's not been driven crazy by Dune yet, it's good. It is very, very good. It is worth seeing probably several times. I definitely think it's worth reading the book as well. It's one of those, the reason why I like it is because it's one of those stories that has rich lore. And we know
so much lore.
You know how we get down over here. I'm a lore whore, and it seems like
lore whore.
Seems like Noveliss is as well. So if you've got, and you're not going to get all of it in the movies. You get a good amount. As a matter of fact, I rewatched the first Dune, and it does a really good job of like not really slamming you over the head with like deep cuts that aren't real. It doesn't give you a ton of exposition, but it also
doesn't hold your hand, but it also doesn't. I don't think it overwhelms you.
It doesn't at all. Like I remember when I watched it again recently before I saw Dune 2, I was like, oh. I mean, it helps that I had read most of the book already, so I knew what I was getting into. But even still, like, just kind of separating my mind from that experience, it was pretty clear what was happening. It wasn't really confusing at all, which is good.
And Dune is weird. It is. This is a weird movie, and I was thinking about that. I love it, and I've seen it 4 times. And I think it's incredible. But for this to be a main, it's very. It's a weird artsy movie for.
And you know what though? I think that I don't think it'll ever be like a Star Trek or a Star Wars for that reason.
Yeah, it's weird,
because it's weird, and it's also like high concept,
very weird. There's so much going on with every character. And
well, hold on, wait. Let me reframe, because I'm thinking about. I can already hear like Josh probably and some of the other sci-fi hardcore folks. It's not high. It's not like high concept, but it's much higher concept than Star Wars or even Star Trek.
Well, I think Dune, it's got the space opera thing going on, but it's, as I said before, it's weird. It is weird. It's got some art house feel to it, but just on a
large scale.
You know what I mean?
And it takes some like it's really. It does the philosophical framework for its storytelling that doesn't translate to kids very well. So like you're not going to sell that many Dune toys, and therefore that's going to prevent it from being like a multi-billion-dollar franchise like Star Wars is. But it's good enough, it's high quality enough, and it's already iconic enough that if they wanted to keep making these movies, I think they can.
I don't want them to.
Well, they will if it's going to keep making money.
No, stop.
But here's the thing, bro. This is how capitalism works. Even if Denis Villeneuve, who clearly loves the source material,
would keep doing it.
But listen, even if Denis decides not to, which he probably would, they're just going to find some other asshole to do it.
Dog, and then it's like, do you really watch your thing get destroyed from a distance? That sucks.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, man, super dope.
Yeah.
Fire. Please go see this movie, guys. I'm telling you right now, easily in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. I mean, we're talking Crouching Tiger and Dragon, Everything Ever All at Once, Dune Part 2.
It's good.
It is that good. I love this
really
movie.
good.
Go
Very
see it.
excited to get into the rest of it. Oh, wait. Before we go, now that you are into Dune all the way, I'm saying this to you again on air for like the 17th time. You fucking have to
Watch Foundation.
Forget reading it. You have to watch Foundation, bro.
So I actually, what's the author's name?
Asimov. Isaac
Asimov.
Yeah.
So I was at a bookstore a few weeks ago, and I actually picked up the first Foundation book. I didn't read it yet, but I have it, and it's on my shelf. I do want to watch it. I've even looked up some just like some clips from the show, and it looks dope, and it looks like something I would like.
It's
so I'm
hard, bro.
Probably
when you now that you are into Dune, you're gonna watch this shit and be like, oh shit,
Dune
clearly
needs a series.
Well, it does, but my point is like this is so the historical context is that
so Foundation came
before by like 20 years. Foundation came out in like the 50s or 60s.
That's gross. Well, Dune came out in 1965.
Okay, so this came out in the 50s then.
That's disgusting.
It was very it was very much the foundation of like it's obvious how much Dune is inspired by Foundation. Super obvious.
Yeah, and with Foundation, isn't it? There's this was he like a scientist, and he comes up with these ways to prevent I guess like the downfall of mankind.
Not exactly. So it's a lot, bro. There is a guy, the main scientist, has come up with a mathematical framing of history.
Right.
It's called I forget what it's called. Like, it's called something. Whatever.
But every generation they're like they look to his equation, right, to figure out how to navigate these.
It's the opposite. Empire, who's been reigning for like 14 generations, and they've got this very interesting like genetic cloning thing that they're doing where there's the same emperor who has been in place for like 14 generations, and there's 3 versions of him. There's Day, Dawn, and Dusk. So Brother Day is like him as like a teenager / young adult. Day is the one that's currently reigning. He's like a between 30 and 60. And then Dusk is Dawn, Dusk. I don't know what the fuck I said. Dawn, Dusk, and Dawn, Day, and Dusk. Jesus Christ. Dusk is like once he retires, like 60 to old age. And they're all literally the same person, but they're clones of one another, and they keep the cycle going. And so this empire is threatened by Harry Seldon, that's his name. He is the scientist who's created this mathematical framing of history that predicts the future with like 100% accuracy. And Empire fears Harry Seldon because he is predicting the end of their reign, and they want to get rid of him. And I don't even want to just read it because there's some doom. There's a thing that I can say that's going to inspire you to maybe accidentally spoil something. So I won't say anything. But there are some connections with like Harry Seldon and Salvor Hardin and like Gale, and the relationship between Gale and Salvor and like Harry Seldon and like multiple generations in the future. There's some clear parallels between all 3 of those characters and like Paul Atreides, etc. Right. It's fire. And the show, the show is better because it's like not race. It's not like all white men. Mm. So Gale and Salvor Hardin, I think, are both white men in the books, and then they're now both black women.
Yeah, and that's one of the. Getting into sci-fi, you already know how the fan bases are.
Yeah, fuck them.
But it's like, dude, 80s Dune movie. It's just all the Fremen are white. It's just literally an entirely white cast, and it's just crazy. You know, these are people in the Dune books that are, one, Fremen are clearly inspired by Middle Eastern culture, and then you have characters that are described as having dark skin in the books, and the entire cast in the 80s movie is white. It's just crazy.
Tell me, bro. So just look, watch Foundation. We can maybe even talk to Edmund and see if we can get you a login for Apple TV, because that's where it is. I'm not reading the Foundation books. I don't really care about them until they cancel Foundation. If they do that, then I'll read them. But if they don't, just watch it. It's amazing. Even the way that it's shot, even the way that it just looks like Dune. Like you could make an argument that like there's a weird way that they could be in the same universe almost. Like that's how crazy it is. It's not, I mean, there's no like clear evidence, but like everything about the world is very similar to Dune.
Right. I mean, you never know, man. That's
yeah. And Frank Herbert talks about like how much Isaac Asimov inspires him.
I've watched some of his dude, I was like, I'm fascinated by that guy, because I'm just like,
he's a great writer.
How do you do this?
Them niggas was on drugs, bro.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, I mean,
we gotta end it right there.
All right, see you later.